Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of nftwins. Today, AI is coming home. If you have not seen it, Nvidia just announced
It's coming home.
it's coming home. It's coming home. Yeah, man, we're horrible singers, so let's maybe cut that out. Anyways, so Nvidia just announced its latest graphics cards, and as well, so many cool things. Oh man, I can't wait to jump into this. And Mark, just give us a few ones. Come on, let's get started.
All right. For those gamers out there, Nvidia just released the new 5000 series, the RTX 50 series, with now the RTX 5090. So basically, why is it so cool and everything? Why am I hyped about this? Well, first of all, I'm a gamer. 5070 series is now a 5070, so that's like a mid-tier graphics card, is now as good as the previous one, the previous series, the high end. So let's say the one that costs now $549 has the same performance as the last generation that costs $1,800. That's fucking insane.
That's fantastic. But what I think is more important here is right now the implications for AI, right? Because yes, gaming's freaking awesome. And there's always like, I can't wait to upgrade my computer, my laptop, because man, I want to play like 4K renders, like 4K games. Because now also with the AI, like that's also like super interesting where AI has more and more impact. So what we can see in gaming, especially that AI now with DLSS, it can boost performance as well as like scaling. So basically, you can have more ray tracing, etc., and as well as like we basically get more pixels because it can predict better pixels, so it scales better up these games. So basically, for less performance, you get more FPS.
So for those people who don't know what ray tracing is, it's basically how the light reflects in games. That's what ray tracing mostly does. So it's super cool, and it's just more realistic engine basically that runs in games, or that I think Nvidia created ray tracing, right?
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, so the questions that I have about this is in general that because it always talks about 4K and that pixel prediction, that they want to predict pixels and then it makes it much faster. But the question is, does it only work for 4K or 1080p? Also, the next question I have is, what about games that are not adjusted to NVIDIA? Because look, how it works is with games is usually you develop a game, you use an engine, which is usually Unreal Engine, whatever it is placed on the game, whatever game you play. And then, but Unreal, etc., they usually have the backwards integration with NVIDIA or something. So some games can be optimized for NVIDIA or for AMD graphic cards. So the question is for me, do you really have to be backwards compatible, or does it not make a difference? It's just like, hey, doesn't matter what your game is developed in, we're gonna predict your pixels because we're cool shit. You know what I mean?
That's a really good question.
I don't know. There's something that I want to know, and probably there will be more explanation once this will be released. And yeah, I mean, this is just an announcement, right? We're just talking about the announcement of the CES that was just today from Nvidia, and yeah, super cool. I really like that.
It says for all games across the board, which is super cool.
Ooh, nice.
Which is super sick. Also, what I think of course we're gamers, so this was the most important topic for us. But I think for the AI nerds out there, which we also belong to, also like Cosmos is really interesting. So Cosmos we actually talked about it in another episode, which is the World Foundation model for robotics. So as we can see, but basically we have of course LLMs out there, but also we need models which are also including the physics of the real world, meaning that robotics that need to, for example, if it will be a waiter in one point in time, there will be robot waiters, and they have to move through a room, and so they don't step on your feet. That's why you need like these models to help them train better. So basically, how it works, it's trained on 20 million hours of video, and that helps them to move autonomously like a vehicle, which is like really interesting to see. So basically, it's absorbing videos of how we work or walk, etc., and then it learns how to go through or understand the real world, which I think is very fascinating.
I mean, 20 million hours. That is crazy. That's a fucking shit ton. Well, also talking about robots, I think they released also or teased a new project called Project Isaac Groot, which is basically Nvidia is developing robot foundation models.
Yeah,
it's super cool. Similar what Lucas just said, but they're also like teach robots
Bro,
via imitation, like simulation and reducing physical training requirements. So basically, they're imitating and they're learning by that. It's so cool, just by
bro,
simulation. They're
how
simulating easy.
how many years are 20 million hours of video?
Oh,
How
bro,
many years? I love bro.
10,000.
No, it's 2,283 years.
Oh, think
It's
about it.
just
That's Christ. Christ, basically, if there was a movie straight up from Christ up till now,
a little bit
fucking,
more, even longer, even more.
yeah,
It's
even
200
longer,
years
man.
earlier. Been
That's
watching 24/7. That's
insane.
how much these
When the
models are
Roman
trained
Empire
on to
was
understand
created.
it, right? So that also shows that these models still need so much training to understand what we as human beings or as well, in general as a living creature understand instinctively or learn relatively fast. It needs like literally over 2,200 years of content.
Well, I don't know how fast we learn these things because if you think about it, a baby, man, they fall a lot and they learn from it, but it's not that fast if you think about it. It takes a couple months for them to like develop. I mean, but the other thing, the brain is also not developed, but basic
Yeah.
mechanics, I guess, should be there. So I don't know. It's one of these things. Like, yeah, on the one hand, but on the other hand, is
All
not
right.
that crazy.
It's interesting, but Mike, all right. You were talking about the person AI supercomputer, right? Because I think the most important part of this entire episode, that's
Oh
why it's even called this
yeah,
episode, is the
buddy.
AI is coming home. I mean, we were so excited about the other announcements because I think it's like very, very fascinating, especially like showcasing like this Cosmos model, etc. But Mark, what is the new Nvidia project? Digits.
All right.
Come on,
All right.
hit me.
So basically, think about you can now bring your private LLM or an LLM that you can host normally online into your home. How are they doing this? Basically, think about it. It looks like a freaking Google Home or let's say an Apple. I don't know. There's like these
Like a
Apple
Mac,
computers that have back in
yeah, the
Mac.
I think the whatever. I think yeah,
Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So basically, it looks like a small fucking computer, and
Mac
it
Mini.
can host a mini, Apple make a mini, exactly. So basically, on the Mac Mini, or in this case, the digits, you can host an LLM. So why is this so cool? First of all, nowadays, when you use an LLM online, usually the data is used. Then it's not private. The data goes back, and they usually they teach the model. Another thing is you have to host it constantly, which costs a lot of money usually. So running them costs. Lucas, what is it? A big model like that costs a couple of grand per month.
Yeah, I think like because like graphics, so like if it's image generation, it's 360 per month, and this one costs I think 1,200 a minimum because it needs like at least 24 gigabytes of RAM to actually host these minimum. If
I
not,
think even
sorry,
more
100,
because it's a
it's
200.
100. So yeah, 100,
Yeah,
something because the videos is 24. I think it's like over 100 gigabytes what you need, and also that's like one of the things because if you want to run them locally, you can only run these mini versions of it. But now with this one, you can run it on the side because that's the thing. If you ever tried running it on your own computer, man, shit is going
disaster.
down. You need like a. I'm here on my laptop and I just like fucking need a fire extinguisher because my razor is about to explode. That's how hot that shit gets when you're running these models for image generation. It's just like it's about to take off. So it's like super, super hot. And then just seeing that you have a version of this as a mini, you can just like plug it in and then connect it. But Mark,
Wait, so
you
wait
had
is the
it.
wait. I want to say why it's cool, Lucas. It's cool because first of all, it's private. Second of all, it's portable. Third of all, you can afford it because it costs like I think 3K. And then
Yeah,
you can reuse. So that means it's one-time purchase, and then it's just running is on electricity, and you can run massive models on it. I think it goes to 200 billion like models, which is insane. It's really really big, and thereby I think it's a fucking amazing. And I think you can stack them also together at some point. So this will also help. For example, and that's what they did in the pitch for. Oh, there it is. Oh, nice.
it
Look,
looks so
look at
super
this
cool.
fucking.
Look at it. Look at it. Cute.
Look, looks super cool. And look, so this is super cool for researchers, etc. So because you can run new models on them and train them on there, which is super super cool. And like
Especially
I said,
you're not afraid
costs.
that
It's all about costs, right? You can
yeah,
have your own local models run now,
bro.
and make also think about businesses. Think about the opportunity. I see this. I saw this and I was like, look, there's a great opportunity right now for people to just buy these devices, learn how to bring an I don't know llama model on there, and then learn how to teach it whatever you have in the company in like data and then bring it there, because people are fucking paranoid, and they're going to be more and more paranoid in the future, because as AI advances, also cryptography might not be as good anymore. But if you have these kind of models then run locally, you will then avoid these kind of things. And in the intranet, so in your company, you could access these LLMs directly through the local network, which would be fucking insane.
Even exactly, you could do it like just for departments, right? So you don't even have an entire company. Because right now, how these companies normally do it, they hire other companies, and then they have like secure servers that only access it, and then they have to make sure that none of the data leaks ever out, etc. But now you can do it like just or for like smaller companies, right? You can just like have that one in like stationed, and it's not that much money, right? 3,000 or 4,000 euros, etc., plus the running cost of it, which is like electricity, because like these models like LLMs, or especially like Llama, you can just run. It's free because it's open source, which is really really nice. I think it might be a really cool solution for any or bigger companies, right? I'm wonder though, Mac, how many people can access it till it actually like
Well, it
starts
doesn't matter,
lagging,
because at the end
etc.
of it, no, I mean, every day it's the bot model. It's like right now, right? We use Open Router, for example. These are so quick, these models, and then you have a
Yeah, but
queue or whatever
how
it is.
many requests exactly? Okay, at the same
I
time,
mean,
it won't be that many people. That's true.
yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, how long do you wait? I don't know, not long. At the end of the day, you're not going to have as many as there are on the internet, what we use for the
Yeah.
model, right? So many more requests. So I think that wouldn't be the problem anyways. It's not like going to be for massive. Even then, they're so quick, probably with the processing, and they're probably the output is a couple of hundred tokens per second, or 1,000 maybe,
Which is a
because it's
lot, by the way.
locally. Yeah, exactly. So 1,000 tokens, that's 300 words per second,
Ah,
roughly.
man, I'm super excited for this because I'm sure we will be seeing in the next, let's say, in the next 6 months, there will be startups popping up. They're going through small businesses and saying, "Hey, we're selling you a solution that is basically out of the box. You just plug it in, and then you can use this model without having any problems about privacy because the model will not have access to the internet, first of all, and second of all, the information will stay internally." So that's a really good one. I think it's a really good opportunity. I want to see how many companies will actually do that, or like
You
consultants,
know what I
etc.
was thinking also? If Apple will do this at some point, and for
Oh yeah, Apple
a home
AI.
device.
Oh, for sure,
No, think
bro.
about it as like a home device. Like, hey, you have a private one at home. Nobody cares. You can just have this in your Wi-Fi, and you access in your Wi-Fi. You create an app and just directly text with it. Fucking
Oh,
amazing.
they probably just will integrate it with Apple Home. In one point in time, you will have it in Apple Home, like in the box itself,
Yeah.
so that they will have it locally. I mean, of course, maybe not at the beginning because like these cost like 2,000 euros to actually have
Oh, of
it,
course.
but
Yeah.
then later, 5 years down the road, I will say they integrate it into Apple Home
I could see
because
that. I
then
could see that for sure.
yeah.
I think that's what I'm saying. I'm getting fucking horny about this. Not gonna lie to you guys. This is so fucking cool, because think about it. The opportunity are for small businesses and for startups, or someone who's just fucking wants to take advantage of this opportunity to make a lot of money. And these businesses will also be much better and secure, because there won't be someone. No, don't use ChatGPT because they have our data. Yeah, now you can use whatever you want. You'll be so much more productive.
Also, you can do it like a subscription. Think about it. You say, okay, it's a
Oh
setup
yeah.
fee of like not 3,000 but 5,000 euros, and then a
Mhm.
subscription of each month of I don't know,
Maintenance, right? 400
yeah,
bucks. You update always.
500,000. Yeah,
Who
bro.
cares? Oh, I want to do this now.
I'm like writing it down. Get my notebook here. Let's write it down. Oh
I think
man,
that's fucking great.
no. I think that's for me the winner for sure. Even though I'm a big fan of the GPUs of the 5,000 series, I think this will
Hmm.
have the biggest impact on companies itself. Whereas the Cosmos, the model for robots, will have probably the biggest impact on the overall like world itself. Because like more and more, we've seen also now in healthcare more and more robotic companies that also need to train their robots to interact in the world, which is like super interesting.
But you know what
And
about
yeah,
this kind of stuff? Like, I think the great thing about Nvidia, what they do in this Cosmos model, is that these robots don't have to actually train in the real world. They
yeah,
do this just by simulation, which is fantastic, because you can run simulations much faster than real time. Because in real world, it's just how fast are you
yeah.
fucking learning?
That's
like you have
actually
to
what they
fail.
introduced. It's called Thor, right? It's a universal robotic computer, which
Yeah.
offers 20 times performance over prior chips. So yeah, it's like the chip, which is like makes it so much better and easier to teach them.
I'm sure Tesla and all of them and the Boston Robotics are gonna buy the shit out of these things.
Oh man, that would be like, hey,
Nvidia stock. I'm
Jensen,
proud. How much stock is Nvidia
Jensen,
stock? Nvidia
Jensen,
stock.
come on, sell us some chips.
Nvidia stock. Let's check.
Man, I already can predict right now that the 5000 series will probably be as sold out as when the 4000 series came out during COVID.
I wonder how fast they
like,
can actually mine crypto.
Actually, that's a good question. Also, they're actually switching from Nvidia, switching from TSL. What is it called?
TSM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in
Taiwan chip manufacturer.
TSA. No, what is TSS? No, what is it called again? TSM. TCSM. No, TCSM.
TSMC.
TSMC. Switch. I think they're switching. I think because they're.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Are they afraid of
they're
China?
switching. No, they're switching to because it's too expensive, so they want to switch towards the Samsung Foundry for the new 2 nanometer processor.
Oh, the
Ditching
ones that they have
TSMC
in
due to high
they're
costs.
produced now in the US.
Might be.
Samsung
I'm not sure where
building a
they're.
massive
I'm
one
not
in there.
sure, but yeah,
Oh, that's
TSMC
cool.
sky high high cost for 2 nanometer chips and tight production capacities. Apple into dropping them from iPhone. Yeah. So
Oh, that's Apple though,
might
not Nvidia.
No, Nvidia as well. Like you have an article
okay.
here. Nvidia is now rumored to switch, which I find of fascinating because that would like if they would be moving more towards Samsung and Samsung produces it in a different country. Let's see where they're actually producing it. I'm actually where produced.
Well, I think they're building in the US. I think we talked about this in the podcast, but I don't remember.
Yeah, in Korea and the United States.
Yeah. Because
Nice.
they build some crazy super factories. I mean, that's also smart. Then even more independent from China.
In Texas,
Especially
brother.
in
In Taylor and Austin.
Nice. Crazy cool.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice. All right, everybody. We were excited about this news. I hope you like it as well. Leave us comments and, of course, subscribe. And yeah, catch you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.